Hello, it's Tuesday, Yoga with Eva. It's been a week. Last week we did Pilates. Today we go back to yoga. Let me know if you can hear the music or if it's too loud, please, one of you, anyone. And again, for most of my classes, you want to try grabbing a block or a pillow. If you have a strap, it's always nice to have it nearby in case you decide to use it for stretching. And if you are ready, we'll start seated today. So get yourself comfortable. This is the time when you can place the pillow or block underneath your hips if this is more comfortable. Find whichever way you can sit and be relaxed in that pose. I like to turn my palms up towards the ceiling and second finger and my thumb touching gently. You can roll the shoulders down and away. You can do a few rolls before you settle the shoulders down and away from your ears. Try to straighten that spine, creating some extra space between your vertebrae, so don't slouch. Try to straighten up. Chin is parallel to the floor. You can close your eyes or keep them open. And we're going to concentrate on our breath. You want to feel the belly expanding with every inhale you take. And as you exhale, notice what happens as you fully push all the air out. The stomach should deflate, almost feeling the core muscles engaging slightly here. So keep on breathing like that through your nose, expanding the belly. We're going to even out our breath, so the same length inhales and exhales. And try to slowly elongate and making them longer as you go. While the rest of your body is relaxed. There's no tension in any part of your body. Try to relax the shoulders, your eyebrows, maybe unclench your jaw. I'm trying to contain our breath in that belly area, not breathing into our shoulders. They should not move at all. And let's stay here for about another 6 breaths. The longest breath of your day. This is the first yoga class for me this year. We'll try to make it nice and easy, settling back into our routine. And then we go slowly after your next exhale, slowly open your eyes. We start gentle movement with our head, so circling your head gently one way 6 times. And then we're going to switch to the other side, so go with your own pace and your own pace. Trying to match that movement to your breath. It shouldn't be painful. If it is, maybe make it a little bit smaller. Allow the body to gently stretch in your neck. And if it feels okay, maybe make it a little bit bigger. Going a little bit further in every direction. And don't forget to switch the direction you're going in after the 6. You want to be noticing what feels tight. It's under any judgment. Simply notice how your body feels at the moment. And see, even maybe getting better as you keep moving. Once you finish the sixth circle in the opposite direction, you sit tall again. See if you can create a little bit more space in your spine. On your next inhale, we're going to bring both arms up. And as you exhale, I want you to gently twist so opposite hand reaches for the opposite knee. Placing the hand behind you and gently look behind as well. 3 more breaths. Maybe on your next exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more, but don't force. And on your next inhale, see if you can straighten that spine a little bit more. And as you exhale, coming through back to the center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale the other way. You can be gentle at first. Settle in and start keeping the spine straight, not leaning back. With every exhale, see if you can gently twist more. You have 3 more breaths. Relax the shoulders. And on your next inhale, see if you can straighten the spine a little bit more. And as you exhale, coming back to the center. We're going to inhale, arms come up. And exhale, you're going to place them behind your hips. Fingertips are full palms on the floor. You're going to push the chest forward and lean back. A little bit of a back bend here. Your hands are not too far, maybe even closer to your hips. So you're really trying to back bend from the middle part of your back. And go to your neck. Last breath. And inhale, see if you can get a little bit more length from your spine. And then as you exhale, walk yourself all the way to the front, leaning forward. Relaxing here for another 5 to 6 breaths. Allow the neck to just hang between your hands, between your arms. Pushing both sits bones towards the floor, or towards your pillow or your block, depending if you're sitting on anything. And on your next exhale, slowly walk yourself back up into the seated position. You're going to inhale, both arms come up. And exhale, bring them down. One more time. Inhale, both arms come up. This time you're going to come down through the center. You're going to push yourself over hips and onto a tabletop, into a tabletop position, knees and your elbows, wrists, hands. Alright. And once you get settled in here, you are trying to align your wrists with your shoulders, long line with your knees and your hips. And we're going to quickly warm up through our hips by making hip circles here. So we're going to lift the left leg up in the air. Try not to arch into your lower back. So keeping the spine still, pulling that belly button so you create some strength in that core here. You're going to lift the knee as high as you can. We're going to open the knee to the side and then start to circle down. And then again, you're going to lift up, twist into that hip, open the hip, knee to the side, bring it back down. Let's go 3 more times. And you really don't want to move through your upper body too much or your core. Pull in that belly button, keep that strength in there. 2 more for me. So 5 in each direction. Go slow. Half a circle inhale, half a circle exhale. And then we're going to reverse. So going the other direction. Starting with the knee facing the floor. You're going to lift the legs sideways as high as you can and then twist. So really think about the hip itself and how you're moving that bone inside that hip socket. So picture it, sometimes picturing it helps. Trying to take the hip through all the different range of motion of that joint. 1 more for me. So we're doing 5. Once you finish all 5, I want you to bring the leg back up. Pulling that belly button, don't let the lower back sag down. See if you can bring the heel towards the glute, towards your hip. Opposite arm's gonna reach forward. So for me, the right arm reaching forward, the left knee is bent. I'm gonna reach behind, grabbing the foot, top of my foot, and I'm gonna pull the knee heel as close to my hip, and then try to lift through the knee, stretching through that. Breathe here, pulling that belly button, pulling that heel down towards your hip, lifting the knee as high as you can. Last breath. And gently releasing. You're gonna reach the hand and leg straight up. If someone's pulling your heel and your fingertips in opposite directions, pulling that belly, hold. And then release. If you need to take a moment to roll your wrists out because they've been working hard for you, we can do that. And then come back into our tabletop. We're gonna start the other side. So again, pulling that belly button, keeping the spine from moving, but engaging the core. We're gonna lift the right leg up, keeping the knee bent. Oh, sorry, bring the knee down, never mind, I made a mistake. Now we're gonna open the knee to the side, and then finish the circle. Again, trying to move that hip bone in the socket as much as you can in all different directions. So we're externally rotating as you're lifting the knee, and internally rotating as you bring the knee almost towards the other, or towards the center of your body. 5 in each direction, so count your own. Match the movement to your breath. And don't forget to reverse. And once you finish all those rounds, we're gonna lift the leg up in the air. Pull that knee towards, the heel towards our hip, towards our glute here. We're gonna stretch that left hand out, and then bringing it around, trying to grab the top of our foot. This is a time when you can use the strap as well if needed. We're going to pull the heel towards our hip, and then lift the knee. Pull, 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 feeling the stretch in our front of our thigh here. Breathe. Pull that heel a little bit closer, lift the knee a little bit higher. Last breath. And then gently releasing, stretching the hand and the leg. Pulling that belly, stretch that spine, straighten that spine here. Reach the fingertips, reach the heel. And then slowly lower down. You're gonna sit back on our heels again. Maybe roll your wrists if needed. And then we're going to curl the toes under, keep the heels together, and try to come on up onto your heels again. This time we're going to bring the hands behind your back. squeezing our shoulder blades together. You can interlace those fingers or simply hold on to whichever way you can. Push the chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, pull in that belly. Make sure your ribs are not popping forward. So don't let yourself really bend forward. Pull everything in the core. We're going to gently lean forward, bringing the hands towards the ceiling, forehead towards the floor. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. Breathe. Last breath. And then gently coming back up, pushing the hips onto your heels, releasing the hands. We're going to maybe give yourself a hug or do any other stretches that feel good for the moment. And then we're going to push ourselves forward onto our hands and knees, spreading our fingers wide. Really rooting through our palms or the bottom portions of your palms. You want to really push them down into the floor, spread those fingers wide. And then as you're going to lift your knees off the floor, I want you to hover here. And at the same time, push those inside of your elbows up towards the front of your mat. And then start tractioning the fingertips. Like you're trying to push yourself away from the front of your mat, pushing the hips towards your heels. Once you feel that, then you're going to slowly straighten those knees. If you need a little bit more distance between your hands and your feet, just move your feet a little bit further back. And gently pushing heel down one at a time. Keeping those inside of your elbows reaching towards the front of your mat. You push both heels down. And then slowly walk your hands towards your feet. So we end up in a forward fold. Release the neck, release the head, release everything as you can. You can also bend the knees if that feels better. And then slowly, as you feel more comfortable, slowly start straightening them up. But we'll be here for another 4 breaths. So take your time, let the body relax and stretch. And then we're slowly going to bend into the knees. Place the belly on your side. And you're going to inhale, keeping the knee down, into a chair. Hands can reach towards the ceiling, or if it's more comfortable, bring them to your heart. You can straighten the back and tuck the tailbone under. 2 more breaths. Make sure your knees are out, not coming together in the center. See if you can keep them right above your ankles. And on next inhale, come all the way up. Hands are reaching towards the ceiling. A little bit back bend. Squeeze your glutes. And as you exhale, hands come to your heart. We're going to inhale, bring the both arms up. And as you exhale, grabbing your right wrist and gently pull to the side. So I'm grabbing my right hand, I'm bending to the left. Inhale, center, grab the other wrist, exhale to the right. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the ground. Inhale, slide the fingertips towards your knees, straighten the back, push your hips back. Exhale, lower down. Walk yourself towards the plank. Inhale here, and as you exhale, shift your weight forward, elbows locking lower to the ground. Inhale into a back bend. Let's start with a cobra. We're gonna stay here. So we're gonna squeeze the glutes. Use those hands. Hold it here, really squeezing the glutes. Engage the front of your belly a little bit by pulling the ribs down towards your hips. That way create a little bit more space in that lower back. Last breath. And as you exhale, shift your weight into a downward dog through the knees, or just push right back into that downward dog. Your turn. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, slowly bring the foot forward between your hands. We're going to place the knee down, uncurl the toe. Inhale up into a low lunge. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Push your hips forward, feel the stretch. You're gonna curl the toes under and lift the back knee up, back into a high lunge. Inhale into a back bend. Exhale, hands forward on the floor. Step your foot back. Walk yourself towards your feet. Relax here. Inhale, slide the fingertips towards your knees, straighten those back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, down. Going to inhale, both arms reach again. Exhale, grabbing the right wrist. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back center. Grabbing the left wrist. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, fingertips towards the knee. Push the hips back and look forward. Exhale, lower down. Walk yourself into a plank. Inhale, you shift your weight forward. Exhale, elbows locked in, lower down. You can place the knees on the floor too. Inhale into that cobra. Hold it here. This time you're gonna inhale, bring the right hand up, or at least off the floor. And then lower. And left. And lower one more time. Inhale, lift the right hand. Lower. Left hand. Keep squeezing your glutes lower. Exhale, push back into a child's pose or a downward dog. Take a moment here. If you're in child's pose, lift yourself into a downward dog or lift the leg up. Left leg lifts. And as you exhale, bring the foot between your hands. Place the knee down. Uncurl the toes. Inhale into a low lunge. Next, exhale, hands come down to your heart. Inhale here. And as you exhale, curl the toes under and lift the back knee up. Inhale into a back bend. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step the back foot, front foot back. And then as you exhale, walk yourself towards your feet. Relax it here. Exhale, see if you can really maybe pull yourself down towards your legs. Inhale, slide the fingertips towards your knee. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale down. So go through the sequence one more time without any pauses. So take your time. If you need to go a little bit slower than me, feel free to do that. Inhaling, arms reach. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, fingertips towards the knees, straighten the back. Exhale, lower down and walk yourself into the plank. Inhale, weight shifts forward, lock the elbows in as you exhale. Knees can come down, lower to the ground. Inhale into the back bend, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg lift on an inhale. Exhale, bring your foot forward. Left knee comes down. Inhale up into a low lunge back bend. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, lift. So exhale, lift up. Inhale, back bend one more time. Exhale, hands come down. Step your front foot back. And as you exhale, push yourself towards your feet. Pull yourself down as much as you can. And then on your next inhale, slide the fingertips towards your knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, the hands to your heart. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend to the left. Side bend. Inhale, center, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. One more back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slide the fingertips towards your knees, straighten the back. Exhale, lower down and walk yourself into the plank. Inhale, shift way forward, lock the elbows and knees can come down as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, back bend, cobra upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg lift. And as you exhale, bring it forward between your hands. Back knee comes down, uncurl toes. Inhale into the low lunge. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale here, prepare to lift up on the exhale. Inhale back into the back bend. Exhale, hands down. Step the back foot, front foot back. And then walk yourself towards your feet. Let's hang in here for a moment. So 3 breaths, just hanging forward for a moment. Feeling that lovely stretch in the back of your legs. And I'm slowly bending again into the knees, belly, and chest on your thighs. You're gonna inhale, keep a knee bend into a chair. Hands come to your heart. Try to straighten and then tuck under the tailbone. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Perfect. So we will do 2 balancing poses today. So a little bit of challenge for the new year. Let's start with our feet grounding through the floor. I'll go sideways. So our first one will be a dancer. Kind of warmed up for it in the beginning of the class. So we're going to try to ground through our right foot as much as you can, evenly between your big toe, pinky toe, and your heel. So try to really find that evenness in pressure between those 3 points. And then we're going to grab our left foot, holding on to it with your hand, or you can use a strap. And once again, we're going to pull the heel down towards our hip. And then we're going to try to push the front of the left hip forward, keeping the heel. So you can stay here. This is a perfect balancing pose. You can bring the hand forward to the side. I want you to pull in that belly button, really squeeze that standing leg. So squeeze the glute, front of the right leg. Try to keep balancing on that foot evenly here. If you're ready for the next phase, you start slowly shifting your weight forward. Keeping that heel as close to your hip as you can. The right hand can reach up to give you a little bit more balance. And if you're ready for the next step, you're gonna push the top of your left foot into your palm and try to straighten that knee. So push that foot away from your hip this time as much as you can. Adding that back bend, so lifting a little bit through the upper body. Choose a spot to look at. Relax as much as you can into your shoulder, right shoulder. 2 more breaths. And then slowly coming out of the full dancer, coming straight up. And gently releasing the left foot to the floor. You're gonna keep continuing trying to balance on that right foot by crossing the left ankle over the right knee. That is our second pose. So we're still keeping that right leg active. So if this is enough for you, you can just stay here, keep pushing the knee away. We're gonna start bending. We're gonna keep pushing that left knee away. Away from the center. Start bending into that right leg. It should be shaking by now. It's been doing really hard work. And we're gonna try to send the bum towards the back of your mat. Bending into that standing leg. If you wanna go lower, you can place your elbow on your knee and the opposite on your foot. And keep pushing with your knee, with your elbows into the leg. If you're even more, after a little bit more stretch, you try to reach the hands down towards the floor. You really gotta bend into that standing leg. Push the hip back. A little too much for me today, so I won't do it. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly come on up. I'm moving. And relax. Perfect. That right leg reserves a little bit of break, so kick it around whenever feels good. We work it really, really hard. So same thing on the other side. We're starting with the dancer, moving into the number 4 stretch. Okay, so again, trying to really even out that the balancing points on your foot, big toe, pinky, and your heel. Once you get that, squeeze that standing leg, squeeze the front of the thigh, straighten that spine, pulling that belly button, and reach for the right foot. Once you've got that, pull that heel, knees come next to each other, and you push the right hip forward. Squeeze that shoulder blade towards the spine, the right shoulder blade. And if you're ready for more, start leaning your body forward, keeping the heel close to your hip. You're gonna reach the hand forward. Relax that left shoulder. When you're ready to do more, start pushing the top of your foot into the hand. And then adding the back bend into your upper body. Find a spot to stare at or look at. And breathe. Whichever point you are in, I would like you to stay there for another 3 breaths. Not always easy, and then slowly come out. Taking a moment. Releasing that left foot. You're gonna cross the ankle over that knee. I'm losing my balance today, Sassy. Every day is a different day. Don't get discouraged. You can stay here. And then push the knee away. The right knee goes away. Bend into that standing leg. And again, wherever you can go, push the hip back. And go as low as you can towards the leg with your upper body or reaching for the floor. Really feeling that stretch in the outer glute, the side of your hip. How about 3 more breaths? It feels nice to be here, so 3 more breaths. And slowly, come on up. And then feeling the bird. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna find a toe on that. And we're going to lift your left leg up and gently step it back into warrior 1. So it doesn't have to be really wide step. The feet should be like on 2, it can be like on 2 tracks. I want those hips to be facing forward. And you bend into the front knee. Inhale. Come on up into a back bend. So it's all about back bends today. So reaching back, Squeezing the glutes. Release the one that's standing here. Squeeze, push the other edge of your foot into the mat. Feeling the stretch on the side of that hip. You're gonna bring the left arm down that leg so you can reach a little bit further. Breathe. And as you exhale, come back up, make sure your hips are still forward. We're gonna twist, lift the heel, twist the toes onto your toes so your heel is reaching back. And step the foot a little bit closer, stretching the front knee. We're gonna exhale, lean forward, straight back, hands come down onto your thigh. And here I want you to really concentrate on keeping the back straight. So both toes are facing forward. They are on separate tracks, so they're not behind each other. How wide is up to you, whatever feels comfortable. Keeping the back straight, see if you can lower yourself a little bit down, feeling the stretch in the front leg. And if you push the heel really down, you might find some stretch in the calf there as well. See if you can lower a little bit more, keeping the back straight. Last 2 breaths. And then you're going to bring the arms forward, reach. And then as you inhale, come on up to standing. Step your back foot forward. Exhale, hands down. Same thing on the left side, so reaching, lifting to the left leg, right leg. Stepping it back. Turning the toes slightly out. I have to move my front leg to the side, so feel free to do that as well. I want you to twist your hips forward. So when I face you, I won't be this way. I'm trying to push both hips forward. Pushing the outer edge of your foot into the mat. Inhale, both arms come up. Breathe, feeling that stretch in the calf, the side of the leg here, squeezing, pushing the outer edge of your back foot into the mat. And then as you exhale, reach the right hand down towards the leg. Hips are still forward, we're doing a back bend here. Breathe. And on the next exhale, coming back up. You're gonna lift the heel of the foot, twist the toes forward, and then step the feet closer together. Straighten both knees. Keeping the hands up, pulling that belly button, leaning forward straight back. So really, again, it's a hinge of the hips. You're not arching your back, you're trying to push the hips back. Keeping the back straight, hips are facing the floor or forward. Hands come onto your thigh or your shin. Don't hold on to your knees. Breathe here and see if you can lower a little bit more as your body hips. Create a length in your calves and in your breathe. And last 2 breaths, see if you can go a little bit lower, keep the back straight. And then inhale, bring the arms forward, reaching towards the front. And as you inhale, come on up to standing. And then exhale, bring the back foot forward, hands to your heart. Perfect. So we're going to make our way down here. We're going to inhale, both arms come up. And then you exhale, fall forward. Inhale, slide the fingertips towards your knees, push the hips back, look forward. Exhale, hands to the floor, step your feet into the plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward, lock the elbows in, lower to the ground. Inhale into that cobra or upward dog. And exhale into a child's pose. We're going to take 3 breaths in a child's pose, so try to relax as much as you can. If your breath is a little faster than when you started, try to slow it down. And you're going to slowly walk yourself up. Perfect. So we'll finish our class with a pose. It's called camel. But before we get to the camel, we will do one more stretch of the front of our thighs and do a little bit of a back bending here. So you can use your blocks to sit on if this is more comfortable for you, or the pillow, whichever level you like to do. So we will go for full hero today, but if that is too intense, you can do one leg at a time. So we'll try to be doing one leg at a time. Let's do at least 4 to 5 breaths with each leg. So I will try to do both. So you're trying to sit between your heels. Your feet are down. Your heels are facing as much up as they can. And if this is as much as you can do, just feel free to stay here and breathe. As I say, you can have it's a little less intense with a block or pillow. Just breathe here. You're gonna gently lean back. And then the whole point of this is going as low to the floor with your upper body as you can. And if you can lie down completely and just breathe there, feel free to do that. I'm gonna slowly inch down towards the floor as I breathe, because it can be intense. About 3 more breaths. So if you are doing one leg at a time, please switch. Try to relax into the stretch. And slowly, at your own pace, make your time. Yourself coming back up. And sitting on our hips. This is fast. Bringing the legs in front, gently move around. Beautiful. So we're gonna come into a camel. For that, you might wanna have a block nearby, or maybe come closer to some sort of a chair that you have around, or closer to the wall. So the whole point of camel is to keep the hips forward. So it's not about leaning back and grabbing onto your heel. It's about being able to bend from the middle for your thoracic spine. So we'll start simple by having the knees hip width apart. I'll bring my block towards my left side, next to my left leg. You can do it inside or the outside, depends how far you think you can bend. We're going to bring both palms onto our hips or lower back. And we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push the elbows back. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Push your hips forward and then lean back. So back bend. Try to really push the hips forward and lean as far back as you can. If this is very comfortable, you can start reaching here with those hands towards your heels. I can do that. I'm gonna hold it here. Let's stay here for another 4 breaths. Relax the shoulders as much as you can. So don't try to lift them up. See if they can be relaxed, but squeeze them together. Push the hips forward. Breathe. And then exhale, come back forward. And we come into a child's pose for a moment. So sit back on your hips, on your heels. Let's do 2 breaths. And gently push yourself back up onto your knees. So this time we're going to use only one side, twist. So we're going to twist, push, squeeze the hips, squeeze your glutes, push the hips forward. And then lean back, but also twist towards that right, my left heel. So if you are very flexible and you're not compromising the forward position, you can try to reach your heels. My hands are shorter than usual. My arms are shorter, so I'm going to use the block. I'm going to reach my hand over, but keep pushing the hips forward a little back. Breathe here for 3 more breaths. And then exhale, slowly come back forward. Take a 2 breath. I took my block with me. Taking it 3. Let's do 3 breaths in child's pose. And then slowly lifting up, bringing the block next to your left, right foot. And the same thing. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. And then I'm going to lean back. Keeping the hips forward, pushing them forward. Don't let yourself lean back. Breathe. The last 2 breaths. And as you exhale, slowly come up forward into those 3 breaths in child's pose. And again, you need to be gentle and listen to your body. Go only as far as it allows you to, so you do not get injured. And then we're going to slowly come on up and onto our hips. I'm going to finish with the condor's pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together, push the heels away from your hips, grabbing onto your feet, hold onto them as you lean forward, really stretching through that lower back. We worked it real hard, so take a little stretch here. Let's stay here for 5 breaths. And then slowly walk yourself back up. And we're going to turn around and get ourselves settled in a Shavasana pose, whichever way you enjoy. There are many options. If you do have a block and you enjoy having it underneath your hips, it doesn't cause any problems with your lower backs, feel free to do that. And then looking, you can keep those knees bent or you can stretch them out so you get a little bit more stretch through the front of our hips. And then you're going to get settled, turning the palms up towards the ceiling, relaxing into your shoulders, and then going back to concentrating on your breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. Breathe, relax, you deserve it. We've done a lot of work today. Enjoy the warmth we've created in our body. A lot of back bending, which is a great energy. These gloomy days ahead of us without sunshine. So breathe in and out. Let's stay here for another 8 breaths or so. But if you don't have to rush anywhere after this class, you can stay here for as long as you like. Like you take another long, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's do 2 more of those. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And then if you have any props that are underneath you, please remove them. So gently take them out. And we're all going to bring the knees towards our chest for a moment and take a gentle rock side to side. And allow yourself to come to one side. And take a 2 breath before you gently push yourself up to seated. Once you're up in the seated position, I would like you to straighten your spine, maybe roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. And we're going to inhale, arms come up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me again this Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed the class and you feel re-energized. And we'll see you next week for another Tuesday Yoga with Emma. Have a great rest of the week ahead. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.